Alright, this is Justice League issue 61. Acute viewers will have noticed a sharp decline in reviews of DC Comics. It's a combination of that really bad Batman issue I read, and then what DC have done to the Willie West version of the Flask again. It's hard to really muster up much enthusiasm for reading DC's comics. Even the good stuff from ages ago like this. It feels like a complete waste of time to ever get involved in any of their characters or stories. I thought I would force myself to read a good run and start looking at it on here. So this is the 90s run on the Justice League by Stan Jurgensen. This was the first run after the all Justice League International take. And I think one of the book's positives, as well as one of its negatives, is that this follows up on that run by trying to maintain a lot of the things that worked, but also trying to not get bogged down in it. There's not really a right or wrong answer. You're basically in a losing position. You're coming aboard a book after a very unique run, and either way you can, it's probably going to draw criticism. I do think that Stan Jurgensen, he tries to satisfy both sides, which is probably realistically the best option. We have got the 5 mainstay and popular characters from the Justice League International. This page here, this is a direct reference to the first page of the first issue of that run. Actually, speaking of homages, the cover is one as well. This is like a remix of the cover for the first ever Justice League issue. So we have got Green Lanterns, the Gary Gardner version, and Booster Gold and Blue Beetles. The team, they are moving back into the mountain cave base. Then we have got a new member, Maximo. She is the sexy redhead from Superman. And it's not really said why she's suddenly on the Justice League. Then we have got Superman. He's like the de facto leader. We've also got Polaris and Gwen Stefani. And this scene is dealing with wrapping up some of the Justice League International stuff. Superman, he assumes command of the team and he rejects their corporate sponsor, Max Supplier. Then we are introduced to our baddie, a new character called Weapon Man. He has been hired by one of the Domineers from Evasion to steal Green Lantern's ring. Weapon Man, his powers, they're a bit like Slayer Man from the Defenders, but without the magic cape. He can pull out a bunch of weapons from thin air. And we're straight in with the action. Weapon Man, he attacks the 4 Justice League members at their base. This is a really fun action piece. Stan Jurgensen, he writes and draws this, and it is great fun. We get little bits giving each of the characters something a day. And Weapon Man, he makes short work of the team. He manages to beat them all. And we have got the traditional screw you to Gary Gardner. I do think writers are a bit unfair to Gary Gardner. He is very rarely given moments that give him anything beyond being a stubborn nincompoop. There's a good issue later in this run for that, where he gets like a good showing. Maximo, she gets an extended fight, as this issue is also having to set her up and establish her to the readers. She has not appeared in this book before. She was only in Superman books. I think the idea is that after the Panic at the Sky story, she decided to join the team off panel. Then Superman shows up with Polaris and Gwen Stefani, but didn't really pay attention to them because Superman is here and he is saving the day. He is punching Weapon Man with a punch that is so hard it takes a whole splash page to show it. So Superman, he fights Weapon Man. Superman is written well because Stan Jurgensen obviously understands the character. There's also a subplot building with the approach of a sledgehammer. Gwen Stefani, she keeps announcing how much she wants to jump Superman's bones. Weapon Man, though, he uses his power to warp Superman away, which is an interesting twist to it, but also doesn't stop the comparison to Slayer Man from the Defenders, because he could do that too with his magic cape. He quickly puts down Polaris, and we get another little bit with Gwen Stefani that really is just there to hammer home that she's suddenly infatuated with Superman. So Weapon Man, he has defeated them all, but before he can take his prize, before he can claim the Green Lantern's ring, there is another combatant in the arena. This is a new character called Bloodwind. Spoilers, it's just Division. Bloodwind, he is a worthless character. After investing time in him, he turns out to just be someone else. Either have a new character called Bloodwind, or just use Division. Didn't have some Kurt Busey style smoke and mirrors thing, where Bloodwind is really Division, and he doesn't know that he's Division, but Bloodwind is a real person too, and Bloodwind isn't Division. I'm just going to be calling him Bloodwind. It makes this feel like less of a waste of time to treat it like it is just Bloodwind. Although it would just be better if he had just used Division without any of this bollocks. I'll treat Bloodwind like the separate character that he's meant to be. Anyway, Weapon Man, he flees and he takes the rest of the Justice League away with him, leaving Bloodwind behind. He is concerned, which obviously only works as far as you know that this is Division, because Bloodwind has no reason to really care about the Justice League. So Weapon Man, he has taken them all to a side dimension where he can torture them, and it's like on the cover he's made a chess game and there are pieces of each of the members, and the black squares on the board, they're like the bad ones. Like Gwen Stefani, she gets put on one of them and she gets sent away to lethal lava land where she'll probably die. So Blue Beetles, he has to play chess against Weapon Man with his teammates' lives on the line, to be continued. Plot-wise, I think this is strong. This is a great story to kick off a run with, but my reservations come from Stan Jurgensen not entirely pushing the book into a new direction. Maximo and Bloodwind are new characters. They're good, and I do love the 5 from Justice League International. The problem is, it just feels like Justice League International light. Superman, he's the only classic member of the team there. And so soon after Justice League International, it would have been a wise decision to try and balance the scales more evenly. With that said, the 5 Justice League International characters, they definitely are the ones that people liked from that run. So it's not the case that what we've got here is a confused rehash. I didn't quite get what worked or what people liked about that run. Even though it does feel like Justice League International, but with Superman leading, I'm still rating this 7 thumbs up.